Have you ever considered, who do you call me? Who is thinking about this? In case you're not playing a game, it's proof that the universe's game is playing you. We humans have always been charting our own path, trying to make life better. For thousands of years, we have been desperately searching for the meaning of existence. We believe that time and space are the essence of reality, that what the eyes see is the whole truth, okay? But what is creepiest is the thought. Maybe those we can't see are the ones who really decide everything. There is a power beyond our understanding, silently shaping the universe, manipulating the motion of galaxies, affecting the flow of time itself. But what if reality isn't what we think it is? Zhuangzhou dreamt of becoming a butterfly. Or did the butterfly dream of becoming Zhuangzhou? This is no longer a simple scientific question. It's about cognition, philosophy, and even the search for the soul. From ancient times to the present, humans have struggled with the nature of the universe. The Babylonians recorded the stars accurately, believing that the sky was a dome over the earth. The ancient Greeks introduced the concept of multiple worlds. Philosopher Anaximander boldly proposed that the universe is infinite and full of other universes beyond our comprehension. By the 9th century, the Iraqi philosopher Al-Kindi was even bolder. He further proposed that the universe is infinite, even beyond our ability to perceive. This means that reality may not be in front of us at all. The things that can be observed. Fast forward to now. Our understanding of the universe. Something big has happened. It's no exaggeration to say we already know the universe is not static. It's expanding at an incredible rate. Look up at the starry sky. What you see is an endless line of stars and galaxies spread out over vast expanses. But there is a huge and mysterious gap. The existence of these voids means the large-scale structure of the universe is not uniform. Is this just an accidental statistical error, or is there a deeper secret running through it? This concept of cosmic expansion all starts with Edwin Hubble in the early 20th century. He found that the universe was expanding, and from this it was deduced for the first time that the universe had a beginning, also known as the Big Bang. And this led us straight to another thought. What is causing the universe to expand faster and faster? Therefore, scientists came up with the concept of cosmic inflation, trying to explain how the universe experienced an extremely short period of hyperviolent expansion. This explosive expansion, how did it happen? Over the past few decades, the dominant explanation is energy, an invisible force that accounts for about 70% of the universe. If we compartmentalize all the energy of the universe, roughly 70% is dark energy, 25% is dark matter, and the remaining are all the stars we can see. Galaxy dust, planets, and even you and me. But wait, what if dark energy is not spontaneous in the universe? What if it is produced by some external force? What if it is the result of being pulled from outside the universe? Imagine this. A balloon is getting bigger and bigger. We usually think someone is blowing air into it. But what if there's something out there pulling this balloon? If our four-dimensional space-time is actually nested in a five-dimensional structural framework, then the so-called expansion of the universe is just an extension of some force in a five-dimensional world. The president of the New York Astronomical Society, physicist Professor Liu Junqiu, used a metaphor. Imagine oil droplets spreading across water. That's like our universe, slowly expanding in a larger dimensional space. That is to say, the expansion we see is not driven by internal forces. It's higher dimensional tension at work, like an oil film on water, which will automatically spread if that tension can be harnessed. It might even be possible to slide in the fifth dimension, crossing like a mosquito gliding on water. That means we could bypass the physical limitations of a four-dimensional world, achieve true leapfrog movement, even escape the constraints of time. And it's not alone. Physicist Lisa Randall's theory presents similar ideas, that our four-dimensional world may be connected to other dimensions through some kind of membrane. This might explain why the force of gravity feels so faint to us. But this raises a more audacious question. The reality we see, is it complete? Or is it just some kind of user interface? Cognitive scientist at the University of California, Irvine, Professor Donald Hoffman, proposed an idea that subverts common sense. The world we see is just a user interface, like the desktop on your computer. It looks neat and organized, but the essence behind it is a voltage and circuitry so complex that humans cannot understand it. Circuits and digital streams. What you see are folders, icons, and windows. But what you're actually triggering is a bunch of underlying code. And the same is true of our vision, our auditory sense, our touch. Maybe these are just evolutionary graphical interfaces, not the essence of reality. Hoffman even believes that space-time is not a fundamental property of existence at all. It is just the result of our cognition. In his book, The Case Against Reality, Hoffman even proposed that the material world may have originated from consciousness, rather than the other way around. He envisions realms beyond our comprehension. There may be completely unfamiliar ideologies we don't yet know, and it's not because we're stupid. It's because our evolved brains are built just to survive, not to understand the universe. Like trying to imagine a color that you've never seen, even if it exists. For example, a rare type of female with a genetic mutation for 4-color vision can see color dimensions that our trichromatic vision cannot perceive. They live in worlds we can't imagine. This is not science fiction. It's biology. That's just one more color receptor. Now imagine adding 10 times more or 1,000,000 times more. We would perceive reality very differently. This leads us back to the question, what exactly is red? We really don't know. Could there be other ideologies as well, existing in dimensions we simply can't understand? Reality might not be missing data. It might be a mutation. The kind that would allow us to make evolutionary leaps in understanding. Data itself. Hoffman's core idea is this: consciousness is fundamental rather than matter. The physical world as we see it is made up of countless conscious bodies intertwined with each other. For example, if you see 2 pictures, your brain will automatically combine them and you perceive a blurry face. That's consciousness at work. It's not just data processing. It's perception, it's intuition. And this leads us back to the ultimate question of consciousness. What are we? There are 3 leading theories of consciousness. First, dualism. The belief that mind and matter are separate. You are not your brain. Your thoughts are immaterial. It's the ghost in the machine, but this theory has a fatal problem. If mind and body are not connected, how does the mind make the body move? When you decide to raise your hand, what non-physical force activates nerve cells? No one can answer. So more and more scientists favor the second explanation. Second, physicalism. The idea that everything is the result of matter, including consciousness. Your subjective experience is just the exchange of signals between nerve cells. Consciousness is simply a byproduct of the brain's complex structure. Nothing mysterious. But here's the problem. If consciousness is just a byproduct of matter, then why do we feel it? Why does red look red? Why does love feel heartwarming? Why does coffee taste bitter? Computers also process information, but they don't feel it. So comes the third theory. Third, panpsychism. The radical idea that consciousness is not unique to the brain, but exists in the universe itself. Every basic particle has a tiny spark of it. Like mass, like energy. Consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe. Not every pebble is self-aware, but the smallest particles that make it up may possess the weakest form of consciousness. And our rich conscious experience is just the result of this primordial consciousness coming together. But here's the problem with panpsychism, the combination puzzle. How does a heap of tiny consciousnesses integrate into a single coherent whole? Who is the boss? There is no answer yet. However, this theory offers us a shocking possibility. If consciousness is fundamental to the universe, then is the universe itself thinking? That sounds like science fiction. But maybe it's just the part of reality we haven't yet discovered. The deeper we dig into these seemingly absurd possibilities, the more we discover that so-called reality